it going, everyone? As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne and I am sunburned. But this is PSReady, my channel all about PlayStation. I cover all of the breaking news in the PlayStation world, so if you want to keep up to date, make sure you subscribe with your notifications set to all. We're deep in that dead period of August where nothing really happens, but there's still some cool stuff going on in the PlayStation world, so today I have 4 news topics to cover. The first one is that there's a new PS5 update now, and there's an app update, and it actually brings along a great feature. Second, you're never gonna believe this, but PlayStation Stars is having issues again, and this one's super annoying. Third, the PS5 is officially pulling ahead of the PS4, and there's verifiable data to prove it. And fourth, there's some new freebies for PS Plus in Call of Duty. I'm addicted to Call of Duty right now, so I grabbed this free pack, and you should too. All right, let's jump into this first news story here, which is all about this new update and app update for your PlayStation 5. So, gotta give Sony credit. I thought the PS4 app on the phone was essentially useless. It never really worked right. It was essentially like an app that you would open and then it would open a web browser, so it kind of defeated the whole purpose of it being an app. They went totally different for the PS5 version of the app, and it's actually very useful. You can download games to your console, you can buy games, you can talk to friends, you can do pretty much everything you want to do related to your online profile with PlayStation from that great little phone app. So the first feature that you probably knew about if you've been watching the channel is that now you can generate a link or a QR code that will directly link to your profile. So if you want to get into someone's game super easy, or you want a friend to jump into your game, like you're playing Warzone or Valorant, because that just came out or something like that, you just generate this little QR code, text it to your friend, they scan the code or click the link, and then bam, their PS5, if it's linked to their app, will automatically put them in your lobby. This is a great feature. Anything they can do to make it easier to join friends on these consoles is great. I talked about this on Xbox Ready last week on me and Ray's podcast, but like the situation on Xbox with joining friends is abysmal. Like we tried to play Gears of War's Hivebusters DLC. We couldn't get the chat to work because it only like allows you to use like 3 different headsets, which I don't have because obviously I mainly play on PlayStation. So we set up a Discord call where I use my Pulse Explorer with my PC. My friends were on the Discord app on Xbox. It kind of worked, but it sounded like they were talking to me from 3 rooms away. Then when we were done with the Hivebusters expansion, we wanted to play some Gears of War 3. So then we had to add each other through the Xbox 360 friends list, because when you play 360 games on the Series X, it emulates the full 360 dashboard. And we were friends on the Xbox app, but we weren't friends on the 360. So we had to add each other that way. It was just a pain in the butt. I've been playing Call of Duty with my buddies on the PS5. It is so much more simple, and now with this great new app update, it's going to be even easier. So anything they can do to just continue simplifying that process of actually joining your friends' games to make it more like it works with Steam, where all I have to do is just pull up my friends list, and if my friend is in a game, I click join game, the game automatically opens and throws me right into the lobby. That's great. I want that on the console. The console should always be ahead of PC, and that's what they're doing. The other feature though that just got added is one that I am honestly extremely excited about. You guys know I'm a trophy hunter. If you go look at my profile, because like 1,000 of you are friends with me on PlayStation, I think I have like 11 or 12 or 13 platinums. A lot of Ubisoft games like Far Cry 4. I know I definitely have. I have Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was a really hard platinum to get because you had to prestige in the multiplayer, which the multiplayer was cool. It wasn't very fun though, so I had to get through 50 levels of that. I've got all the easy PlayStation ones like Spider-Man 2018, for example. I did complete a couple of the DLCs, I want to say, but then I got bored. And then I also have Destiny 2s, which took me a long time to get. So I am a trophy hunter. When I play games on PlayStation 5, I love getting trophies. I'm still chipping away at the Gran Turismo 7 Platinum, but now they've made it easy to actually find the trophies, because the one thing they screwed up moving from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 is the ease of just getting to a trophy list. I have no idea why it's so convoluted and so difficult, but it is. So now if you pair your phone with your PlayStation 5, like you set your home console in the app and on the console itself, when you're actually in a game, you can open up the PlayStation app and it'll give you shortcuts to that game's trophies. So you can track them on your phone without tracking them through the PlayStation 5, which again is a much better simplification of the entire process from top to bottom, and it just makes sense. Did it take way too long for them to figure this out? out? Yes. But is it cool that it's here now? Definitely yes. I'm going to use this tonight when I sit down to play some Modern Warfare 3 on my PlayStation 5. And then when I hop into Gran Turismo, bam, just open up my phone, shortcuts right there, takes me right to the trophies. I can see the ones I've completed. I can see the ones I'm working on. It's awesome. As far as features go, they really don't have much to add on either the app or the PlayStation 5. Like, I would love to have a web browser. They're probably never going to do that. I would also love to have native PS3 emulation. Allegedly, that's coming later this year. I really hope this showcase happens where they just announce all this stuff, like all the stuff Santa Monica Studios working on, Naughty Dog's working on, PlayStation 5 Pro, new updates that allow PS3 emulation. Like, the list of stuff they need to announce goes on and on and on. And it feels like they're just saving up for this giant showcase that may or may not happen. But, you know, they've basically done a system over the past couple of years where if they don't have a showcase in May or June, they have it in September in that year. So basically every year there's been one showcase. Sometimes it's in September, sometimes it's in May or June. Obviously this year we got a state of play in May or June and it was terrible. So hopefully they have a showcase ready to go for the end of the year because, man, we really need it. There's nothing coming out. All the games that I'm playing now are old games because nothing new is really exciting me. We need some PlayStation 5 games. Every time I talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro, every comment I get on this channel is like, I'm not really sold on the PS5 Pro if there's no game. And I completely understand that sentiment, right? Like, why would you buy hardware for no games? That's the situation that they created with the Series X. They were like, buy this incredibly powerful hardware and the games will come. We promise. And then the games didn't come and now no one's buying the Xbox. I'm sure you saw it's down like 42% year over year, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, your PS5 probably updated because you need to update your PlayStation 5 to use the PlayStation Network. So if you're logged into the PlayStation Network, you can feel pretty safe and certain that you're on the latest update. The phone app, on the other hand, I had to go into the App Store and force it to update. But yeah, I'm really excited mostly about this new feature that'll allow me to see trophies that I'm completing in a specific game on my phone, take me directly to them because getting to the trophies on the PlayStation 5 is a lot more cumbersome than it was on the PlayStation 4. Anyway, that brings us to the second news story, which, yes, as I said in the beginning of the video, you guys aren't going to believe this, but PlayStation Stars is having issues again. So every month they add in a few different campaigns you can do to get coins, and the coins are the currency you use to get free PlayStation Store currency. They're the currency you save to get free games. Obviously, when you complete the campaigns, you get like 50 coins, but if you buy a game digitally, you get a lot more coins. But if you do those campaigns, you can add up points pretty quickly, like over a nice period of time. And then when something like Stellar Blade or Rise of the Ronin or any first party stuff gets added to the rewards catalog, you can feel safe and certain that you'll be able to get those games for free. Obviously, I put for free in quotes because while yes, you can get some of these coins for free, the best way to get them is to buy games digitally. And usually those 50-point campaigns are super simple. They give you a list of games every month that if you own one of them, you can boot them up. And honestly, they're not doing anything tricky there. They're games that pretty much everyone has, but that's where the problem lies. Because this month, the challenge is to play either Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate 3, or Jedi Survivor Deluxe Edition, which, like, if you have a PlayStation 5, chances are you have all those games. So like, yeah, you could download Spider-Man 2, boot it up, collect your 50 coins like it worked in the past. But for some reason, there's an error this month where it's only working if you buy one of those games during the campaign period. So if you didn't own Spider-Man 2 or Jedi Survivor, you could just buy it while it's on sale because there's a huge summer sale going on right now, get the coins and be good to go because you'd get the coins for the digital purchase and the coins for playing the game. But because of the way it's set up, if you already own all three of those games like I do, there's no way to get the coins. And when I read this, I was like, there's no way after it going down for over a month, they really have an error like this going on. But I booted up Jedi Survivor on my PlayStation 5 and lo and behold, the campaign did not complete. And got like all the games that are offered to get these coins, I already own those games. So I don't know if this is intentional. If it is, that really blows. I would not like it if the system changed to make it even harder to earn coins because like I mentioned, it was easy before, but you're only getting a few coins. Like it feels totally unnecessary to add on an extra level of difficulty, especially when you're punishing people who buy games when they come out, right? Like I bought all these games when they came out, whether or not I was going to play them immediately. And now I'm being punished for it because I can't collect my free PlayStation Stars coins. It seems like a dumb thing to complain about. But again, as I always say, they're the ones who created this service. It's their problem to deal with when it doesn't work right. And effectively this summer, they have not been dealing with any problem correctly. Like they didn't give us any credit when it came back. They just said it's back. They said they were tracking purchases and everything and campaign completions while it was down. They weren't doing that. There are so many reports of people who bought games during the outage that did not get their coins back, and then they hit up PlayStation support, whether they're level 4 or not, and then support says there's nothing we can do. It should be tracking. They'll eventually get added, but then you're just waiting for Sony to do it. And obviously, when it comes to PS Stars or any online service that they offer, it's not good enough. Like, it never works right, so you can't really put any trust in them actually giving you the points back that you earned while the service was out. And the extra twist of the knife is that the main way people earn points on PlayStation Stars is buying games, and there were more than a few games that were worth buying on the PlayStation 5 that came out during that outage. So yeah, not getting coins for games that you spent real money on is not right. They need to figure out a way to fix this. The best way to do it, as I've said since this came back, is to just give everyone a blanket amount of coins that earn you the right to buy the current game that's offered for free. It would have been great if everyone could have got Stellar Blade, and honestly, that would have helped Sony in the long run because that's a new IP. They obviously want to make a sequel out of it. Sony owns the IP versus the studio, so if they're going to make a sequel, you theoretically want as many people to play that game as you can so that they get excited for the sequel that's going to have even more budget and be a much bigger game. The best way to do it is to just apologize for your mistake of not having PS Stars for a month, give people the coins to get it for free, and eat that money so that you make more money in the long run. It just makes complete sense to me. With Sony not really having any true competition anymore, they can do whatever they want. They can ratchet up prices, they can let their services go down and not really do anything to make it good with the consumers after the fact. Like, when you're on top, you have a lot more leeway because there's no other option. Like, at this point, that's not enough. Third on the list, we have an update on how the PS5 is selling. I'm sure you remember back to the beginning of the summer. I'm pretty sure it was either late May or early June. We saw those reports where the PS4 was ahead of the PS5. No one was buying PS5s. And there were a lot of reasons we talked about as to why that would be the case. Obviously, the biggest one, which I just complained about, I think in the first and second story, both of them actually, is that there aren't any games that would require people to go out and buy a PlayStation 5. I think the biggest game that came out that would really drive consoles to be sold would be NCAA 25, which I've been playing and it's awesome. I'm really glad that that series is back. I recently got into college football last year with my buddies because, like, my friends in LA when I was living out there, I just got to be real, they did not give a shit at all about football. But now that I'm back in Michigan and with how the Lions did last year, everyone kind of got into the NFL. We were also into college football. So yeah, that was a day one purchase for me. And that's a game that kind of competes with like Call of Duty, Madden, NBA 2K, you know, all the sports games that come out every year and hit that market of people who buy a PlayStation 5 and then every year they just buy the same two games, Call of Duty and random sports games. So having NCAA back, I'm sure that juiced console sales, and that's exactly what we're seeing because the sales are up and the PS5 is pulling way ahead of the PlayStation 4 if you align up the history of the consoles. Like, you start in a holiday period when the PS4 came out, track the same amount of time starting in a holiday period where the PS5 came out, the PS5 is ahead in console sales, which is great. So last time we talked about this, I think it was like a tens of thousands lead for the PlayStation 5, which obviously isn't great because you want to see more growth than that. But as of now, like this past month, the PS5 is ahead by 1,376,167 units. So that's what I was just talking about. I feel like when you have games come out that actually drive hardware, magically the hardware numbers go up. You've got to give people reasons to go out and buy your console, and having a huge release like NCAA 25, obviously that got people to head out to the store and pick up a PlayStation 5. But yeah, this is why I always laugh when I hear that quote from Phil Spencer, like there's only 150 million possible people out there and that the group of people isn't growing. Obviously that's not true because A, people leave the group, they age out of gaming. So if the number stays stagnant at 150 million people, that doesn't mean it's the same 150 million people buying a console. That means older people left the gaming industry, don't buy games anymore, and younger people are filling in to take their place. And B, I always laugh because when you have situations like this where there's a game people want to play, they will show up to buy a console, right? Like if people have a reason to play video games, they're going to buy a video game console. Anyway, that brings us to the fourth news story here. It's about Call of Duty. I don't know how many of you play, but I've been playing on my PS5 lately. I talked about this in my weekend video, but my launch PS5, the Wi-Fi chip is busted. So I have to play it on my PS5 Slim, which I moved over to my desk. I am like somehow activated in Call of Duty. I played a lot of them. Like I played Modern Warfare 2 when I was growing up. I loved Black Ops, but then I took a pretty extended break from Call of Duty while I was in college. And then once I left college, I obviously didn't play it all that much, but man, getting getting Modern Warfare 3 and getting back into it using the code that came with my PS5 Slim and really just enjoying that game, I love it. I've been getting kill streaks I never got when I was growing up. Like I finally got the chopper gunner kill streak over the weekend and it was like the most powerful I've ever felt in a game. I've been flying through the daily challenges. I've been unlocking weapons. It's an awesome experience, but knowing that all of the cosmetics for Modern Warfare 3 are not going to carry over to Black Ops 6, I'm not going to buy anything because it's only going to be useful for like what, the next 2 months. So it's not really worth paying $28 for a skin. I just got one for free though through PlayStation Plus. You probably already know this if you've been playing Call of Duty, but Sony's deal that they had with Activision is still ongoing for the Modern Warfare 3 era. So you can actually get a combat pack that comes with a new skin for an operator, which is cool. You get 2 weapon blueprints, which is great because then you don't have to unlock the attachments to use those blueprints, which is awesome. And you also get some skins and weapon charms for your guns. So like, I think that's pretty cool. The way you do this is you go into the PlayStation app, you head over to the store, click on the little PlayStation Plus icon at the top, and then go down to like collection bonuses or whatever. It's towards the bottom, like past all the classics collection and everything like that. And right now it just shows a bunch of Brawlhalla stuff. So you have to click into it, scroll down like halfway, and then there's the like, I think it's called like Elysium or something. It's the Elysium pack, but if you grab that for free, you'll get some extra bonuses in Call of Duty, which is sweet. This is the first year in ever, really. I was gonna say decades, but I don't want to make myself feel old, that I've been legitimately excited to buy a Call of Duty day one. Like I was watching all those leaks over the weekend from Black Ops 6. There's apparently like a perk that'll let you switch sides so you can like make your little nameplate above your head blue, and then so you could like kind of flank the other team and just unload on them. That sounds awesome. I also saw this like the new Omni movement. It's basically like first person Metal Gear Solid movement. All the animations looked better, and I just like the Black Ops era. I like that they're going back in time instead of forward in time. I love all those characters. I love the first Black Ops campaign. So yeah, I will definitely be buying Call of Duty Black Ops 6 when it comes out day one. If you see me online playing Warzone, invite me to your squad, especially if you have a mic, because I've been doing randoms with Warzone and it sucks. That experience is terrible. I lose immediately. So I need you guys to show me the ropes in Warzone because I love it. I've been having fun with it, but I need people to play with because none of my friends play Call of Duty right now. So if you see me online, make sure you invite me to your party if I'm playing Modern Warfare. If I'm playing something else, probably not going to join your party. But if I'm in that Call of Duty HQ app, I will definitely join your party. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you in today's video. As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching and shape on.